Good day, everyone. I am Izle Gapa, a student researcher from Department of Physical Education, Institute of Sports, Physical Education and Recreation of University of Southern Mindanao, Cabacan, Philippines. So I will discuss to you my study entitled Online Learning Challenges in Physical Education Courses among Tertiary Students amidst COVID-19 crisis. For the introduction, the onset of pandemic create a big impact in the learning modality employed in the university. So the university's educational process have been significantly altered as a result of the outbreak of COVID-19. So as a result of that outbreak, students has to learn a new way of receiving information. And that's why the delivery of course content in physical education has been changed as the PE students has to adopt the new system of acquiring information through online learning environment. So for acquiring that information, students need connectivity and devices like laptop, computer, or most importantly, the cell phone, in order for them to acquire their lessons, new information, and to attend online classes. So according to Kimberly Stafford, 2014, online learning hindered obstacles and problems, such as finding assistance for technical research, navigating interactive learning settings, identifying what variables are significant in online class, connecting to the internet. So this connecting to the internet is one of the most problem or the obstacles that the students faces right now in the online class, because some of them has a slow connection, and it is the most problem that they are facing right now. And collecting and organizing a technological information. So for the methods, the researcher are employed a quantitative descriptive research design in identifying the online learning challenges in physical education courses among tertiary students amidst COVID-19 crisis. After that, the research instrument that was used to gather data was adapted from the barriers and challenges by Bernie S. et al. 2020. And a weighted mean was used to determine the online learning challenges by the tertiary. And after that, the researcher gathered data from 100 respondents through online questionnaires. So we will proceed to the results. So the first table shows the device ownership and the availability of the internet access of the respondents. So we will discuss first the device ownership. So the data show that device ownership of one device has a 60% percentage, and the device ownership of two or more devices has a 40 percentage. And this shows that the majority of the respondents were using one device only. So in terms of the availability of the internet access, it shows that the greater respondents for prepaid data, which is 81%, are using this access with a frequency of 81. And the lowest response is the no access at home, which has a 3% of respondents with a frequency of 3. And this means that the majority of the availability of the internet access among the respondents is the prepaid mobile data. So we will proceed to the next table. So for the next table, the table 2.1 represent the respondents type of data, internet speed, and availability to the internet access or in participating in online class. So it shows that the data shows that the type of the connection and speed of the respondents is sometimes unreliable or no internet access. Then the poor communication with educators, and then often limited space for conducive learning. In the weighted means of respondents response from 3.226 to 3.4 In terms of the access to the internet in participating in online classes, respondents' response often indicate difficulty in adjusting to learning styles with a weighted mean of 3.50. And the lowest response, respondents' responses, rarely indicate that no device or limited access with a weighted mean of 2.52. Moreover, respondents' responses sometimes indicated lack of technical skills with a weighted mean of 3.15, and it implies the efficiency of online learning in physical education to the tertiary student of the University of Southern Mindanao that sometimes has difficulty in adjusting to learning styles that unreliable or no internet access and lack of technical skills, which is shown in the data with a total weighted mean of 3.22. So we will proceed to the third table. So for the third table, it represents the respondent's learning experience and delivery of instruction in online learning environment. So the table 2 represents the finding for the third objective of the study, which was to determine the learning experience and delivery of instruction of the students in online learning environment. So the data showed that the respondents' learning experiences agreed with the two statements identified in the survey questionnaire on the online experiences and the delivery of instruction of students in an online learning environment. So, for the first statement that I am physically and mentally capable of studying all remaining subject for the semester online with a mean of 3.40 and verbal description of agree. Then the second, I am able to pass the remaining subjects for the semester online with a mean of 3.88 with a verbal description of undecided. Then the third, I have enough time and resources to prepare myself for the next year level with a mean of 3.46 with the verbal description of agree. Then for the fourth statement, my teachers have the resources and skills necessary to teach us with courses online with the mean of 3.68 verbal description of agree. Then the last is my school has the infrastructure and resources to support online teaching with a mean of 3.92 with a verbal description of agree. And the weighted mean total is 3.67 with the verbal description agree. So we will proceed to conclusion. So the results indicated that respondents are experiencing difficulties adapting to new learning approaches, particularly in physical education. It is safe to conclude that some time is spent encouraging favorable learning, which results in inadequate communication with learners. Then, students frequently experience difficulties with their internet connection, which causes them to become apprehensive about their lectures. Next, the modern technological changes are one of the biggest challenges that the students and educators experience during online classes. And some of the teachers are having a hard time experimenting with new technology systems because some of them are used to doing traditional learning methods, and it is very hard for them because they really need to take their time handling modern technology. So for the recommendation, first recommendation is the future researchers should formulate more interventions for online learning to promote or introduce physical education subjects to all tertiary students in order to achieve a good experience and relevant education. Second recommendation, it is also suggested that the same research be carried out to validate the findings of this study with more participants and through a more in-depth questionnaire. And for the third recommendation, it is also recommends that conducting an assessment process by getting the grades of tertiary students' performance in order to evaluate the efficiency of their learning experiences during online classes. So that would be all, and thank you.